Welcome back. Now let's hear a story that is out of America's military past. The USS Lexington, one of the United States' first aircraft carriers, played a major part in one of the key naval battles of World War II before meeting a tragic end. It was sunk intentionally after more than 200 crew members have been killed. Now the ship has finally been found on the ocean floor, along with 11 of the rare aircraft it was carrying. Our senior defense correspondent Shai Ben-ari has the story.
Right there, Lexington. Where? Right there.
A dramatic deep-sea discovery. This is the wreckage of the USS Lexington, found at a depth of some 2 miles, about 500 miles off the eastern coast of Australia, by a team working for Microsoft's co-founder, Paul Allen.
She is an iconic aircraft carrier, one of the very first. She's CV2. She also, on board, carried a very rare aircraft, and there are no surviving examples of today.
This one was found almost intact, a Douglas TBD-1 Devastator, at one point the most advanced aircraft in the U.S. Navy. It quickly became obsolete during the course of World War II. USS Lexington was originally designed as a battlecruiser before being converted into an aircraft carrier.
72 fighting Eagles warm up on the flight deck of the Lexington. And one by one they're off in search of an enemy fleet.
She entered service in 1928.
It's goodbye for a while to the mothership.
And in World War II took part in the famous Battle of the Coral Sea in May 1942.
This was the first battle ever waged between carrier task forces.
The Lexington and USS Yorktown faced off against 3 Japanese carriers in a 4-day battle. On the 8th of May, USS Lexington was crippled by Japanese aircraft bombs and torpedoes. 216 crew members were killed. Orders were given to abandon ship and to make sure she didn't fall into enemy hands.
The Lexington was ultimately scuttled by the U.S. Navy, and so the USS Phelps, the destroyer, fired 5 torpedoes that scuttled the ship. And so there is a very specific report regarding the sinking of Lexington and an accurate accounting of where that location was.
Still, the search effort involved difficulties.
It's thousands of meters deep, and it's very unpredictable. The weather conditions, the equipment, we're putting, a lot of electronics and high voltage down to very deep waters and seawater where it shouldn't belong.
There is need for...
The Battle of the Coral Sea is often described as a tactical victory for the Japanese in terms of ships sunk, but a strategic victory for the Allies, with a major Japanese advance stopped for the first time since Pearl Harbor. USS Yorktown went on to participate in the victory at Midway, while Lexington was eventually found 76 years later. Shai Ben-ari, I-24 News.
Incredible. My father served in the South Pacific during the war, in the Army, I should say, but that is just an incredible.
Yeah, I cannot imagine the first people who got their eyes on that to realize what it was.